Just a second.
So,
Yes. So
yeah, let's continue.
we can continue. So see what it is all about. See, you probably know that there are basically three states of matter, right? The states of
Yeah,
matter, they are solid, they are liquid, and they are gas.
yes.
And you also know that all these states of matter, they are all made up of small fundamental particles, right? And what are those fundamental particles? Hello? What are the fundamental particles called of which these matters are made up of? Am I audible to you, Brind? Hello, Brind, am I audible? Hello, 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 hello. Brind, am I audible to you?
Uh, yeah, so your audible. Teams actually crashed. That's why this happened.
Okay, fine. So, what are these fundamental particles?
Atoms.
Atoms. Wonderful. So, you already know what are these atoms. You know, atoms are those fundamental smallest particle by which, मतलब उसके आगे you cannot break down the substance into further smaller parts. They are atoms,
Well, after
right?
that, it's all subatomic.
After all, it's all subatomic, like you have the protons, the neutrons, and the electrons. Fine. So, and then you probably also know the concept of molecules, right? What are molecules?
Yeah,
What are molecules?
molecules are basically those um a substance created by many atoms would like of the same type or of different
Or
type.
different types, very good. Either they are combining in of same type or different types, and then they are forming a molecule, and that too in a fixed ratio. Okay, remember
Hmm.
that they are combining in a fixed ratio of the masses. It is not like that you know randomly abruptly anything is combining with anything to give you a molecule. No, it is not like that. It is always
That's
that
not really possible because if it would be abruptly happening, so then like all of the particles would be very unstable.
exactly, because of the stability factor, you have to uh, combine them in a fixed ratio of their masses or probably the fixed ratio of the volumes so as to achieve the stability. Great. Then ions. What are ions?
Ions, well, ions I think are the charges of the atom.
Exactly. The atoms of the molecules when they acquire a charge on themselves.
Cations and
Cations and
anions.
anions. Cations have positive charge and anions have negative charge over themselves. Right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these are the cations and the anions. I'm just having a quick revision, okay, for this topic.
Okay.
And can you tell me?
I actually know like most of it to be honest.
Hmm?
I know like quite a bit of it.
Okay. So, shall we start with this? The heating and the cooling curve. This is what you want me to start with?
Heating and the cooling one. Wait, I'll just tell you. What should we start with?
Do you understand at KTM, what is KTM, kinetic theory of matter? Do you understand KTM? And do you understand the process of melting and freezing and boiling and condensation followed by
I know
evaporation,
all the
sublimation?
process of the melting, boiling, freezing, and all, but I'm confused with what do you mean by KTM?
KTM is nothing but the kinetic theory of matter. Do you know kinetic theory of matter?
Not really. I don't. If
Okay,
I've
fine.
done it, I don't really remember.
Fine. So let us start with kinetic theory of matter. Remember, see, in this topic, no part the particulate nature of matter. Remember that it is always there are two most important factors which determine whether. See, we study kinetic theory of matter to understand that what exactly is the state of matter, or if something is solid, then it is why it is something solid. If something is liquid, then why it is liquid in state. If something is gas, why it is gaseous in state. So that why you have to answer it with the help of kinetic theory of matter. And second most important thing, if something is in solid and there is a change in the state from liquid, and if something is in liquid and then you have to change its state to gases, then how this conversion takes place, how exactly is this conversion taking place. So this is what kinetic theory of matter it all deals about with. So let us start first by understanding some of the fundamentals, that any substance which is there either in its solid state or in liquid state or its gaseous state, it is completely determined by two factors.
Hmm.
If a substance या तो वो solid state में रहेगा या वो gaseous state में रहेगा या liquid state में रहेगा, it is being decided by two factors. The first factor is how much amount of kinetic energy the particles of the substance they have with themselves. Okay, जो आपका जो भी सब्सटेंस है, सॉलिड हो लिक्विड हो गैस, उसके अंदर जो भी उसके कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट पार्टिकल्स हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट पार्टिकल्स मींस द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ विच दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्सटेंस इज मेड अप ऑफ, and those particles can be atoms, molecules or ions, any three of them. Okay, तो
Oh.
जिससे भी वो या तो एटम से मिलकर बना होगा वो सब्सटेंस, या तो मॉलिक्यूल से मिल करके बना होगा वो सब्सटेंस, नहीं तो आयंस से मिल करके बना होगा वो सब्सटेंस. तो वो सब्सटेंस उस पर्टिकुलर स्टेट में सॉलिड में है या लिक्विड में है या गैसेस में है, वो डिटरमाइन होता है कि उसके जो पार्टिकल्स है उसमें कितना काइनेटिक एनर्जी अवेलेबल है. ओके, एंड second most important thing is कि how much is the intermolecular forces of attraction between the particles. Intermolecular forces of attraction are those forces of attraction by which one particle tries to attract another particle in the substance. तो कितना ज्यादा उनके बीच में आपस में कितना अच्छा स्ट्रॉन्ग इंटरमॉलिक्यूलर फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन है. ठीक. एंड द थर्ड थिंग इज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द पार्टिकल्स. अगर किसी दो पार्टिकल्स के बीच में डिस्टेंस ज्यादा होगा तो डेफिनेटली क्या हो जाएगा, उनका जो फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन है दे विल एक्सपीरियंस लेस फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. And if the distance between the particles is less, then definitely they will experience more forces of attraction. And again, another thing is, if you have very high forces of attraction with your neighbor or with your friend, then definitely you will try to remain together, you will try to stick together. Okay, and if you have weaker intermolecular forces of attraction, then you will try to separate out more quickly. Okay,
Okay.
so these are the three prime factors that determine. If you want, I can
It's
write it down.
like in some cases it actually, what does this depend on? I didn't get it. What does it depend on?
It depends on, I mean, what depends on. Okay,
No, the intermolecular forces thing, like what does it depend on?
the intermolecular forces of attraction, it depends upon the mass of the constituent particles followed by the distance between two substituent particles. These are the factors which affect the intermolecular forces of attraction, and also followed by the orientation of the particles, that the particle is head to head or the particle is head to nose. So these are some of the factors. So see, and remember, I'm writing it down. So the kinetic theory of matter. Now I will talk about the kinetic theory of matter, and then I will write down 2 points to make you understand what it is all about. Okay, just give me a minute. So if you want, you can write it down. Can you see the whiteboard?
So I guess it's loading.
Okay.
I cannot see the whiteboard yet. Wait, yeah, I can't.
You understand Hindi, right?
Yeah, I do.
See, the KTM, which is also called as the kinetic theory of matter, the kinetic theory of matter, which is also called as KTM, it states that, if you want, you can write it down. All matter
I'll
consists
just take a screenshot, son.
consists of
Really.
fine, many
Consist of any.
very small particles
So your
which
voice is like going down a bit.
can you see the
Yeah, I can see your screen, so the whiteboard.
that is these particles. Can you see the first point, that
Nah,
all the matter, it is consisted of very small particles which are in state of constant motion. They are in the state of constant motion, that is, they are vibrating about their axes. They keep on vibrating about their axes, as well as they are trying to collide with one another. That is,
yeah,
they
they're trying
are
to guide.
vibrating
But okay,
about
I understand.
their axis,
Yeah, sir, understand. Acha.
oblique mean position, and also they have the tendency to collide with one and other. Okay,
Yeah,
and
and
and the next important thing is that how much are they allowed to vibrate, or how much, till what extent are they about to collide with one another. So this is basically determined by the amount of kinetic energy they have stored, not the energy stored, but the amount of kinetic energy they have with themselves with respect to the intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay,
okay.
the degree to which the part
The
the degree or the extent to which the particles move or vibrate or collide with one another depends on how much depend on how much amount of kinetic energy they have with respect to, WRT stands for with respect to, the intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay, it depends upon कि intermolecular forces of attraction के respect में उनके पास कितनी ज़्यादा kinetic energy है. So once you have written it, just let me know so that I can come up with a very important concept which you have to keep it at the back of your mind forever.
whatever. It
Yes.
sounds very big to me. I'm just taking a screenshot and stuff writing it, son. Else it would take me
But you
forever.
have to remember, did you understood the point?
Yeah,
That
I
see, they are
understand.
in a state of constant vibration and constant motion. And how much they will vibrate and how much they will collide with one another, that depends on how much the particles have the kinetic energy stored in themselves with respect to what? with respect, like, you compare someone with respect to someone, like, he is or she is better than his or her sister, he or she is taller than his sister, right? So you're comparing it. So you're comparing it with what? You are comparing it with the intermolecular forces of attraction. So till what extent the particles will vibrate or they move or they collide will depend upon how much amount of kinetic energy the particle is having with respect to the intermolecular forces of attraction between them.
Okay.
Between them. So this is what it means.
Okay.
Understood?
Yeah. Understood.
Now,
हाँ
can I
ये क्लास में हूँ.
clear this?
Yeah, so you can clear this.
So now the second, now based on this property, based on this phenomena, that how much amount of kinetic energy
Let's
is
see.
involved. Hello.
Yeah, so
How much amount of kinetic energy is involved? You come up with a conclusion that whether the particles, see, particles are colliding. Okay, the particles have the tendency to collide because they are vibrating, they are colliding. So once they have collided, now based on this, it will, you have to decide based on the kinetic energy which they have. You have to decide that once they have collided, they will rebounce. They will rebounce
yeah,
here
so
and there.
can you repeat the sentence? I wasn't able to hear you for a moment.
Okay, fine. Based on the amount of kinetic energy a particle is having, it will it will be defined whether during the collision from one particle to another, the particles they will collide and they will scatter in random direction again, or they will collide and they will form bonds and they will settle down and have a stable configuration. Okay?
Okay.
So it depends on the amount of kinetic energy and the relation between the intermolecular forces of attraction. Now, I'm giving you the condition.
What is this condition now? What do you mean by
The condition
condition?
is, I'm giving you the condition. Now, if the average, this is what you have to write it down also. If the average kinetic energy, if the average kinetic energy is greater than the intermolecular forces of attraction, you have a test about for this topic.
No, we have our exams at the end of this month.
Okay, you have an exam for end of this
Yeah,
month.
today was like my last exam. And now there's another at the end of this month.
So what all portion is there?
The teacher will give us portion.
So,
According to that, we must prepare.
so teacher has not given you the portion yet.
Yeah, the complete portion isn't there yet.
You're in ninth standard, right?
Eighth,
You're
not
in eighth.
ninth.
You're in eighth standard.
Yes. Why though? Why asking? Oh, you must be confused, yeah, because our year ends a bit later than these Indian boards and all. Our
O-
year ends in June and then starts in July.
Okay, so you're in eighth standard.
Yeah, I'll be in ninth in a month or so now.
Okay,
Don't
okay. So
worry. Don't think. Don't come up with the theories. I have the answer because the year starts a bit late than the CBSE and all.
mm-hmm.
Because like that's why my friends seem to be they're one grade ahead me, but technically they are not. They're
Mm.
still in ninth, like some of my friends, but because their year starts a bit earlier than me, mine.
No, because some of the students whom I teach, they are having their exams by the end of this month for their ninth standard itself.
Yeah, technically for ninth I have this last exam. Like the last exam of my eighth grade, then I'm going to ninth. Yeah, before that I have a month or so of holiday which I'll not waste.
Mm-hmm.
And do well just play stuff for 1 month.
So
And then ruin my sleeping schedule.
when is your exam? When is your exam?
May end. I don't know. 28
Okay,
May,
so do one
29th
thing.
May, April.
Who is the coordinator with whom you are dealing with?
Coordinator, what they mean?
You must be talking with some of the concerned person from Install, right?
Yeah, Miss Lians and then and then Shilpa ma'am.
Okay, so what you can do is you can share your topics.
Yeah,
Uh,
we do that. Don't worry about that. I like share my syllabus with Lians ma'am, and then I get tuitions accordingly.
okay, okay, fine. So yeah, it's the average kinetic energy here. It is if the average kinetic energy is greater than the intermolecular forces of attraction, then what will happen? Attraction, intermolecular forces of attraction of the molecules.
On the molecules.
Then what will happen? The molecules after collision, collision, they will move apart. They have come, they have collided, and they will move apart because the kinetic energy is still much more higher. Okay, the kinetic energy is still much more higher.
Mm,
They will move apart.
yeah.
And the second condition is if the kinetic energy, sorry, excuse me, if the
Yeah.
kinetic energy is less than the intermolecular intermolecular sorry if the spelling goes wrong somewhere, intermolecular forces of attraction, then what will happen? The particles after
Particles.
collision, after collision, they will not move apart and prefer to settle and would prefer to settle down. That is, they'll probably form bonds, settle down by forming bonds. Okay,
Hmm.
fine. So this is it, and you want you can take the screenshot of it, and
Yeah,
then
just taking it.
we'll start with uh, the content which has been shared by you. Okay.
Yeah, so
See,
excuse me. I'm not feeling well, that's why I'm just like coughing a bit today. Yeah, okay, let's just continue. I'm just taking the screenshot. I'm like cropping the screenshot so I don't like get some extra part that I won't need. So I'm just keeping the text and everything away. I'm just cutting it up. Okay, moving on. Wait.
moving ahead. What?
Yeah, so just in case, like after class, just like give us, I mean, like give me like the notes.
Yeah, I'll probably give
Yeah,
them.
just in case if I'm like never really sure if I missed anything or not. Sounds crazy, but it's the truth.
Sorry, I did not understand what you said.
Yeah, just in case, like if I have forgotten anything, just like give me the notes after class.
I'll definitely share it with Lian's ma'am, and then she'll handle it accordingly.
Yeah, you can like send me on my personal chat.
No, I don't have your number.
No, like my personal chat, not Teams one, that one.
Okay, okay, okay. So, anyways,
That's
uh, now this thing is clear to you, right? This thing is clear to you.
yeah.
Now, what exactly happens at the molecular level when there is always a change in the state? Okay, whenever there is a change in the state, we will be talking about as the content which is being provided by you. So what I personally understand is you are finding it difficult to understand the heating curve and also the processes of melting, boiling, evaporation, condensation, freezing, and sublimation, right? So let us start with melting and freezing. So melting and boiling. What do you understand by melting and what do you understand by boiling?
Hmm. Melting and boiling.
See,
Okay.
what happens is initially, if there is anything which is there found in a solid state, okay, initially you have a substance which is there in a solid state, right? So in order to change the state of the substance from solid to liquid, what you have to do, you have to supply some amount of energy into the system. You have to put in some amount of energy. Only then, once you have supplied some amount of energy, that energy can be, in your case it is definitely, yes, it is heat. um, so when you supply heat energy into the system, then what will happen, the by absorbing that heat energy, your system will change its state from solid to liquid. But at the molecular level, what is happening at the molecular level, what is happening, this is what we would be most interested about. See, at the molecular level, what is happening, that whenever a solid substance is being heated, so this heat energy is being transferred to the particles accordingly. There are different, you know the arrangement of the particles in case of solid, liquid, and gas, right? I hope you're familiar
Yeah.
with the arrangement of the particles in case of solid, liquid, and gases, and the intermolecular forces of attraction. I hope you are familiar with the term.
Yeah.
So in case of solid, the particles are densely packed. They are very close together with very less distance between the molecules and with very high amount of intermolecular forces of attraction. Because the intermolecular forces of attraction between the two particles is so much that the particles are closely packed together. They are closely packed together. Okay,
Hmm.
so that is a case of solid. Whereas in case of liquid, what happens? The intermolecular forces of attraction is slightly less than that of solid, and hence there is there is a gap between two particles, and it is because of the gap between the particles that liquid, most of the liquids have the tendency to flow or slide past over one another. Okay, and in case of gases, what happens, that the intermolecular forces of attraction is the least, it is the weakest. And because the intermolecular forces of attraction are weakest, the distance between the particles is also very large. They are not attracted to one another that easily, and hence they are in a state of random motion. So that is the molecular levels of solids and liquids and gas. I hope that is what you are familiar with, right?
Yeah. Uh,
So
we, I know about the existence of plasma, but that's not coming in the syllabus.
Plasma is not there. Plasma is probably not even a topic till 11th standard. Solid, liquid, gas, and plasma.
What's there in plasma? It's like heated gas. That's weird.
It's an hybrid of both. Uh, Plasma is something which is a hybrid of gas and molten liquids. It's something like that.
Hmm.
So, okay. So melting. Let us stay focused with your content first. So melting. Now, what happens in melting? That you already know that these particles which are there inside the solid or in the liquid or inside the gases, they are in a state of constant motion, right? They are in a state of constant motion. They are vibrating about the mean axes, about the mean position, as well as they are trying to collide with one another as well as into the surrounding, right? So they are always in a state of constant motion. They are vibrating about the mean axis, and at the same time they are also trying to collide with one another. So what will happen when you supply heat energy? When you supply heat energy during melting, what will happen, that these heat energy will will, will pace up the vibration. It will pace up the vibration of the molecules, or it will pace up the vibration of the particles which are there in the solid. So by giving energy, what you are doing is you are increasing the random vibrations about the mean position, and there will be a time when they will start acquiring kinetic energy, because anything when it is in a state of motion is always having a kinetic energy. So kinetic energy, what will happen after some time, the kinetic energy will become so much that the vibrations of the particle will become so much that it will overcome the forces of attraction. It will vibrate to such an extent, and it will in that vibration, in during that process of vibration, it will acquire a lot of kinetic energy. And I have already mentioned in a previous case that when they have acquired sufficient amount of kinetic energy, then what will happen, they will overcome the intermolecular forces of attraction. उनके पास इतनी ज्यादा एनर्जी आ जाएगी कि now it is just like that. It is just imagine just like that. Two people holding hands and they are walking. Two people who are holding hands and they are walking. Okay, so they are holding the hands firmly. Now suppose you make those two people run on a run. What will happen? There will be a time when the hands will start to shake, and then the hands will move apart, right?
Yeah.
This is fact.
Yeah.
Because somebody would be at a higher speed, somebody would be at a lower speed. So this is what is happening in case of solids also. That because they have acquired so much amount of kinetic energy that they are no longer held together by the forces of attraction which they have. So what happens that in that process, what will happen? The solid, it will initially expand, and once it has reached the melting point, the particles will break those intermolecular forces of attraction, or probably they will break those bonds, and by breaking those bonds from solid state, they will get converted into liquid state. Hope this process of melting is clear to you. Brinth, hope the process of melting is clear to you. It is just like that. Two people holding hands together. They are first walking. Then you tell them to jog. Okay, they are jogging, their hands are shaking. Okay, fine. Now you tell them to run. Now when they are running, somebody would be running at a greater speed, somebody would be running at a lesser speed. What will happen? Once they start to run, then their hands, the gap between the hands will also increase, and there will be a point, then both of the hands will be free. They are no longer held together. So this is what is happening here also. So I'm writing the same stuff down for you so that you can write it down. So this is the main property which I just mentioned to you, that if the average kinetic energy is greater than what? If it is greater than the intermolecular forces of attraction, the molecules after collision, they will move apart. That is the same thing. Two people have now started to run. Two people started to run because they have acquired more amount of heat energy. The two particles have now started to run. Earlier they were just walking, then they started to jog, and now they are told to run. By run, you means you have provided them more energy to run. You have given them more kinetic energy. So they have started to run, and while they are running, their hands or the bonds have broken. And once the bonds are broken, they have converted from the state of solid to the case of liquid. So can I clear this content here? Hello, Bryn?
Yeah.
Can I clear it here?
Yeah.
You understood what is happening in melting?
Yeah.
I'm writing the same stuff for you, melting with respect to kinetic theory of matter. The process of melting with respect to kinetic theory of matter, KTM. Okay? What is happening when the same story which I've just told you, when a solid substance is heated, this heat energy is transferred where? Transferred its constituent particles to its constituent particles, right? The heat energy, when you are heating it, they are already vibrating, but because of the heat energy gets transferred to the particles of which the substance is made up of. And once it start catching up the heat, though it will again start to vibrate more and more, and there will be a point when they will vibrate to such an extent that the overall kinetic energy will be much more than the intermolecular forces of attraction, and they will break away the bonds and the state will change from solid to liquid. This is the one word definition. Okay, so I'm writing the entire process. To its constituent particles, and this lead to vibrate the particles more. That is, there would be more vibrations in the particle. Okay. Now what will happen after this? This will cause a solid to expand, and once it reaches its melting point, the particles will break away and they will get converted to liquid state. Okay, understood? Any confusion till here?
No.
So just take the screenshot so that I can talk about boiling. Now what is happening in boiling, what is happening in evaporation and condensation and freezing. And then we will talk about the heat curves, heating curve and the cooling curve.
Yeah, I'm just like taking the screenshot. Oh no.
Did you understand melting क्या होता है, कैसे होता है melting? Can you explain it to me?
Yeah.
What is happening during melting? With
Melting is
respect,
basically when a molecule gets, well, basically when a solid gets more energy due to heat.
which kind of
It's like,
energy?
I'll give you an example. When
Which kind of
people are
energy?
when three people are walking,
No, no. My question is which kind of energy it requires?
heat.
Heat, but overall, what energy? The energy which is associated with the movement. This is called as which
Kinetic.
energy? Kinetic energy.
Kinetic.
Wonderful. So the heat energy, it responds to the overall increase in the kinetic energy. And once the kinetic energy, it overshoots the intermolecular forces of attraction, then what will happen? The particles will break away. They will break away the intermolecular forces of attraction, and then they will change their shape. I mean, sorry, they will, they will change their state. Okay.
Yeah, so okay.
So can I clear this content here? Can I clear it?
Yeah, just once.
And there are certain questions which are there with the thing which you have shared. So these are the questions which are being given in the assignment, or these are the questions which are given by your school?
Present your screen, so I'll just tell you. So present your screen.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I'm doing it. I'm presenting it. Wait a minute. Where it is? PDF here. The questions here. This is what was being shared by Leon's ma'am to me.
this is a PPT we did in class, so and it has some practice questions.
So the practice questions, they are the practice questions, right? So these are the questions which are there and which are being there asked in your exams also.
But I don't feel to solve any questions today.
Hmm?
I'm not feeling that well, that's why.
I cannot hear you. What you are saying?
I'm not feeling that well, so I don't think I can solve any questions.
No, fine. If you cannot solve, then I'm there to help you. But have you? I mean, these are the questions which are given for practice purpose, right?
Uh,
Right. These are the practice-based questions. Fine, no issues. And also, there are answers also given here, I suppose. Fine, no issues. So, yeah, you understood the process of melting?
yeah.
Then, did you understand the process of melting?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll talk about the process of boiling. Okay, we'll talk about the process of boiling and then we'll talk about this curve here. The curve step by step in the region. We'll talk about the curves a little later. First, let us just understand about boiling, melting, evaporation, and condensation and freezing. Let us start by them first. So see, this is what it is here. Melting takes place when the particle in a solid, it absorbs enough energy to overcome the forces holding them in the fixed position and rearrange themselves to form a liquid. This is what is happening. They have acquired certain amount of energy and the energy is so much that they have overcome the forces of attraction and then they have rearranged themselves. They have changed their state. By rearranging themselves means they have changed their state. Now they have become from solid to liquid. Now we'll be talking about boiling, okay?
Mm.
Boiling is not there, only the curve is here. Boiling is there? Boiling is there in your curriculum?
No.
Okay. So melting and then, okay, now we'll talk about boiling, evaporation. Okay, if you see what happens, this is basically your heating curve of any particular substance. So see what happens is, if you look at the curve here, so the curve here, this is called as your y-axis and this is called as your x-axis. Okay, this vertical line here is the y-axis and the horizontal here is the x-axis, and here it is the temperature which is given in degrees Celsius, and here it is the time. Okay, now what is happening is, initially the temperature, the substance here from this region A to B, it is in solid state. It is in solid state, and what is happening, that when you're supplying heat, see, it is having some temperature, okay, at some temperature, say for example, the temperature can be anything at room temperature, say for example at room temperature. So at room temperature, what you are doing, you are gradually giving heat, into the system, you are gradually increasing the heat. Okay, like for example here initially it is 1 degree Celsius, then 2 degrees Celsius. As the time is passing by, at say for example at 8 o'clock you have given 1 degree Celsius, at 9 o'clock you have given 2 degrees Celsius, at 10 o'clock you have given 3 degrees Celsius increase in the temperature. So you're increasing the temperature, and it is increasing linearly. With passing of time, the temperature is also increasing constantly. It is increasing step by step. Like for example, at for example at 12 a.m. you have given a temperature hike of 1 degree Celsius. At 1 a.m. you have given a temperature hike of 2 degrees Celsius. At 3 a.m. you have given a temperature hike of 3 degrees Celsius, and so on. So 1, 2, 3, you are increasing the temperature gradually. So what will happen, as you are increasing the temperature, the particles, what they are doing, they are absorbing the heat energy, and once they are absorbing the heat energy, they are vibrating more and more. Okay, so from this region, this is the melting curve, okay, this curve is your melting curve. So from this region, from region A to B, what is happening, you're just supplying energy, and the particles, they're absorbing energy and they are vibrating more and more. Fine. So they're increasing the vibration. Okay, and they're vibrating to a extent where they have reached the melting point. They are they are vibrating to such an extent where they have reached the melting point. This is the melting point. Now what is melting point? Melting point is that temperature where the particles, okay, the particles of the solid, they have overcome the forces of attraction and they have changed the state. Okay, this is the melting point. Okay, this is the melting point. This point here, the first point where this change of state takes place. The change of state takes place. Earlier क्या हो रहा है? Earlier तो you're giving energy and the system, it is absorbing energy. It is absorbing energy and it is vibrating and vibrating and vibrating and vibrating, and it will vibrate till one point, till such a point that now it is about to overcome the forces of attraction, and it is about to overcome the forces of attraction, and it is about to change its states from solid to liquid. Okay, so this region here, this BC region here is nothing but that, it is that region wherein the heat energy which is being absorbed by the substance, it is so much that it has overcome the forces of attraction between the particles. And this temperature here, this temperature here from B to C, this temperature here is nothing but the melting point of the substance, and it is always constant. Okay, the melting point of a substance is always constant. That is, अभी इस पॉइंट पर आप कितना भी अमाउंट ऑफ हीट आप देते जाओगे, सिस्टम का स्टेट चेंज नहीं होगा, वो अभी भी वो लिक्विड स्टेट में ही रहेगा. ठीक है, और ये अभी ये एनर्जी गई कहाँ पे? वेयर दिस एनर्जी गो? नाउ टेल मी वेयर, व्हाई दिस इज अ फ्लैट रीजन, वेयर डिड द एनर्जी गो? कैन यू टेल मी? This is a flat region. Irrespective of you are supplying heat, still there is no increase in the temperature. Now where does this energy go? Can you tell me? See what is happening. This energy, this flat region is basically due to you're increasing the, now what happened, you're supplying heat energy and now you're trying to increase the vibrations and overcome the forces of attraction now. So this energy, this heat energy, irrespective of the time passing by, there is no increase in the temperature, because here again you are supplying more and more energy so that the particles can collide more and more and they can increase their gap. The energy is being consumed, the heat energy is being consumed to increase the vibrations and to increase the gap, that is to overcome the intermolecular forces of attraction. So this energy, the heat energy here, this flat curve here, it represents that you are giving energy to the system to overcome the intermolecular forces of attraction. Remember, this flat region here, it indicates that you are giving energy to the system so that the system can overcome the intermolecular forces of attraction. Okay? Okay, now once there will be a point once wherein you are supplying energy, and the intermolecular forces of attraction have overcome. Now again you will see that once the intermolecular forces of attraction have overcome, now again there will be a drastic increase in the temperature. That is, again the temperature will start to rise drastically. Okay, the temperature will again start to increase. Okay, so this region here, this region from C to D here is nothing but, now here, see, till here it is till A to B. Till A to B, the substance is in solid state only. Barabar? You are supplying heat, and it is still in solid state. Now, from B to C, it has changed its, it is now from B to C, it is now taking in energy to overcome the forces of attraction. Once it has crossed this region, that is, once it has crossed the region to overcome the forces of attraction, now that there will be a change in the state. Now from solid state, the substance will get converted into liquid state, and now if you keep on increasing the temperature, what will happen? As the temperature will increase, so the vibration and the kinetic energy of the particles will also increase. So from this region to this region, it is in solid state. From this region to this region, from A to B, the substance is still in the solid state, and it is acquiring heat energy. Whereas from B to C, it is acquiring heat energy to overcome the forces of attraction. That is the reason why there is no increase or decrease in the temperature. The temperature has become constant here. It is a flat curve here because all the heat energy now which is you are giving, it is all being utilized to overcome the force of attraction. See, from region A to B, whatever heat energy you are giving, it is all being utilized to increase the vibration. That is why the temperature is increasing from A to B because the vibration is also increasing. Whereas for region B to C, what is happening that you, irrespective of you giving more and more temperature, there is no hike in the temperature. Why there is no hike in the temperature? Because all the heat energy is now being consumed to overcome the forces of attraction. So between region B to C, there is no change in temperature because all the heat energy is being involved to overcome the forces of attraction. Now, once the forces of attraction has been overcome, now again from region C to D, what will happen? Again, the same thing. Now, again from region C to D, the substance has changed its state from solid to liquid. And now again, if you keep on increasing the temperature, the vibrations also keep on increasing. And when the vibration also keeps on increasing, the kinetic energy also keeps on increasing. So this is the melting curve. From region A to B, you are supplying energy so as to increase the vibrations and the kinetic energy. From region B to C, the energy is being consumed to overcome the forces of attraction. And from region C to D, the substance from solid has been converted into the state of liquid. And now if you still keep on increasing the temperature, the substance will again keep on acquiring more and more amount of energy. By acquiring more and more amount of energy, the kinetic energy of the system will increase and the vibrations of the particle will also increase. So this is the melting curve. Understood? Any confusion till here?
No.
No confusion?
No.
Okay, fine. So now this is the melting curve. Now we would be talking about your um, boiling and freezing. Okay, now we would be talking about boiling and freezing. Okay, now change. Now let us look into this property. 1 minute. I hope your these recordings are accessible to you, right?
Yeah.
So melting is done. Now we will be talking about boiling. Now what happens when a substance is boiling? What do you understand by boiling?
Boiling isn't something evaporates.
Okay, so see, basically these are the methods by which you can change the state of the substance. What are those methods by which you can change the state of the substance? You can change it by melting, by boiling, by evaporating, by condensing, by sublimation. So sublimation is another process wherein, from solid, instead of going to the liquid state, the substance directly jumps to gaseous state. Okay, sublimation is that process wherein a substance instead, see what happens, solid gets converted to liquid, liquid get converted to gas. Okay, but in sublimation what happens, you will skip the liquid state, you will directly jump from solid to liquid, sorry, just solid to gas. Okay, so that is the process of sublimation. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
You're finding it difficult to understand, just tell me, sir, I did not understand this point. Just feel free to ask questions. You did not understand something?
Understand.
Now
Understand.
can I talk about boiling?
Yeah.
Diffusion is there in your syllabus? Diffusion?
We think a bit of confusion in boiling.
Okay. So can I clear this?
Wait, I think I'll just take a screenshot.
Yeah, this is for melting with respect to kinetic theory of matter. And I hope the curve is clear to you. Initially, what happens? From A to B, you're giving energy, you're giving heat, and that heat is being consumed by the system. And hence, there is a rise in the temperature because the particles are vibrating more and more. From B to C, there is no increase in temperature because whatever heat you are giving, it is all being consumed to overcome the molecular forces of attraction. And from region C to D, what is happening? From region C to D, again, once you have crossed the melting point state, now again you have converted the system from solid to liquid state. And again, if you keep on increasing the temperature, the particles will keep on acquiring more and more energy, and they will acquire more and more kinetic energy, and they will vibrate more and more, and hence the temperature will also increase linearly. Okay, so that was the melting curve, as well as melting, the process of melting with respect to KTM, and the curve, the subsequent curve for it. Okay,
Okay.
understood? Any confusion till here?
No.
Fine. I'm clearing this out for boiling. Now we were talking about boiling. Now what is boiling? Boiling with respect to, or I'm simply writing boiling, the process of boiling, the process of boiling with respect to, with respect to. Can you please turn on the camera, because it's mandatory for me to see your face, and later on you can turn it off after 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Bryn, can you please turn on the camera?
Yeah. Fine.
I hope you're not sleeping in the class. Is it that
I'm not.
boring?
I'm not sleeping. I'm just not well.
Okay, fine. So hope this process is clear about melting.
No.
So melting is clear, fine. Now we will talk about boiling with respect to kinetic theory of matter. Now what is happening when you're boiling something? Now what is happening whenever there is a liquid substance? Okay, now thing is liquid. From solid, now you have converted into liquid. You have entered into the liquid phase. You have entered into the liquid state. Now again, when you keep on the same thing, when again you keep on increasing the amount of heat, what will happen? The particles, they will again have the tendency to vibrate more and more. They will again acquire more and more kinetic energy. Now there will be a time that the kinetic energy will be so much that it will overcome the forces of attraction. Once it has overcome the forces of attraction, then the the overall the orientation of the particles, okay, they have changed, and from liquid, things have got converted into gaseous state, just like melting. Same for boiling, but here melting is applicable for solid to liquid, whereas boiling is applicable for liquid to gas. Boiling is the process of conversion of liquid to gas. Melting is the process of conversion of solid to liquid. And the same thing is happening. Okay, it is exactly same. So I'm just writing it down. When a liquid substance gains
Yeah.
heat energy, its particles vibrate, move, or collide with higher speed and have more kinetic energy. Now, due to higher kinetic energy, the rate of collision, okay, because the kinetic energy is so much that they are not only vibrating, but also they're colliding with one another more and more, more and more, more and more. Look at my hands. They are vibrating as well as they are colliding with one another more and more.
Okay.
this will result because due to higher kinetic energy, the rate of collision between the particles also increases. Okay.
Hmm.
Now what happens? Now liquid, again just like solid was expanding into liquid, similarly liquid will then expand. Liquid, it will now try to expand because they are colliding with one another. Can you imagine? Now it is like this. Collision is like this. They are vibrating and colliding. Okay, they are vibrating and colliding. Now you are increasing the heat, more vibrations, more collisions, and now they are colliding at a much greater distance. They are colliding like this, they are colliding like this. So of course what is happening? You can see this expansion process, right? Overall there is an expansion. Can you imagine expansion? This is the distance of collision, and this is the distance of collision. So where is expansion and where is contraction? Can you tell me?
Um.
Here it is lesser expansion, right?
Yeah.
And here it is more expansion,
Hmm.
right? Here it is more expansion. Can you see the movement of my hands?
Yeah. So.
Here it is more expansion because it has now acquired more amount of kinetic energy, more amount of heat. Okay, and here it is less expansion, less collisions, less vibrations. Here it is more vibration, more collisions, more vibrations, more collisions, more vibrations, more collision result to expansion. Okay,
Okay.
liquid will then expand and its and and at the boiling point particles the particles at the boiling point, what is happening? There is a flat curve. The curve is flat because at boiling point what is happening? Now whatever amount of heat you are giving into the system, it is now trying to overcome the forces of attraction. Hence there is no rise in temperature. There is no rise in temperature because whatever now amount of heat you are giving into the system, it is all undergoing so that they can break the forces of attraction because of the vibrations and the collisions. Now whatever amount of energy has been consumed is to overcome the forces of attraction. So at boiling point the particles overcome the forces of attraction. Okay, attraction.
Yeah. So can you repeat?
एट बॉइलिंग पॉइंट क्या होता है? जैसे उसमें मेल्टिंग पॉइंट पे क्या था, एक फ्लैट कर्व आ रहा था, राइट? एक फ्लैट रीजन आ जा रहा था. सिमिलरली बॉइलिंग पॉइंट भी एक फ्लैट रीजन आता है जहां पर आप कितना भी टेम्परेचर दोगे, कितना भी हीट एनर्जी आप दोगे, टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज नहीं करेगा. क्यों नहीं इंक्रीज करता है? क्योंकि उस बॉइलिंग पॉइंट पे, उस पर्टिकुलर रीजन पे जो भी अमाउंट ऑफ हीट एनर्जी आप दे रहे हो, वो सारा का सारा आपका फोर्सेस ऑफ अट्रैक्शन को ओवरकम करने में चला जा रहा है. Instead of vibration and collision, all that energy is now being consumed to overcome the forces of attraction. Okay.
Hmm.
And now the substance, after overcoming the forces of attraction, gets converted to liquids. Barabar? Sorry, it gets converted to gas. There is a change in the state. I'll show you the entire heating curve step by step. Melting region, boiling region, evaporation region, everything. Okay? So take the screenshot. You have taken the screenshot?
because I'm taking it. Wait, so what's the full form of WRT?
With respect to WITH, with respect to KTM, kinetic theory of matter. I'm explaining the process of boiling and I'm explaining the process of melting and
Yeah, done.
explaining the process of evaporation with respect to kinetic theory of matter.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Why is it hard to say?
Clear? Can I clear it? Can I clear
Yeah.
it better?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we'll talk about the process of evaporation. This is all these are the steps which can, these are the processes by which the substance can be changed from solid to liquid to gas and from gas to liquid to solids. So these are the processes which I'm talking about in detail. Okay. So now I'm talking about evaporation. Now what is happening at now evaporation is a very interesting thing. Now imagine, and this is the last thing after which we'll talk about condensation and freezing. Now see what happens. Uh, it is something like that. That imagine you uh, there are uh, there are 2 3 groups of students whom you have told to it is like a chain. Okay, now for example there are 3 group of students. Okay, there are 3 group of students, or probably there are 5 group of students whom you have told to hold the hand in a race and run. So what will happen? First you tell them to walk, then you tell them to jog, and then while jogging, there might be some students जिनका हाथ छूट जाएगा आपस में, right? It is practically possible, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody is jogging at a faster pace and the other person is jogging at a lesser space. So it is practically possible that किसी ना किसी का हाथ छूट जाएगा. Now again you start to run. Now you start to run. तो फिर क्या हो जाएगा? फिर जब when you start to run तो कैसा होगा कि फिर उनमें से फिर किसी ना किसी का हाथ का बॉन्ड आपस में टूटेगा. तो what I mean is कि even if you have very less amount of kinetic energy, there are still certain group of people who have separated their hands because of the mismatch between their jogging speed, right? Right?
Yeah.
If you see that race, even if people are jogging and they are told to hold hands, it happens that after jogging for some time, the hand, the hands are separated. It may be because of the fact that one person is jogging at a much faster speed, and the other is jogging at a lower speed. Whereas when you are telling people to run, definitely when people are running, after some time, everybody will lose their hands. So this is a very interesting property which happens in evaporation. So remember that evaporation, it occurs at all temperature for liquid. The process of
Yeah, boy.
evaporation, the process of evaporation,
Boys. Yeah.
hello, it's a very important point which you have to remember, that the process of evaporation, the process of evaporation occurs at all the temperatures, at all temperatures for a liquid, for a liquid, even below the boiling point, even below the boiling point. That the liquid has not reached the boiling point. Still, there are some particles which might have separated, which might have changed their state. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Uh, did you understand this point here?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 minute. Huh? So evaporation is nothing but when the liquid substance is being changed into gas. Okay. Evaporation is nothing but it is a process when a liquid substance change into gas, and you have to remember that it even happens before boiling point. It can happen before boiling point, and it's the process when a liquid substance becomes gas. Has become gas. Substance becomes gas. Okay.
Mm.
So that is evaporation, right? So evaporation is a surface phenomena. That is, it happens at the surface. It evaporation. It is. This is suppose this is your liquid which is kept in the container. So evaporation will happen at the surface. It will always happen from the surface of the liquid. Okay. The atoms of the molecules which are there found at the surface, they will get converted from liquid state to gaseous state. Okay. They will get converted into liquid state to gaseous state. It is always a surface phenomena. Whereas boiling means this entire water has been converted from water to gas. Okay. That is boiling. Understood? Any confusion till here?
No.
It is evaporation is a surface phenomena. That is, it happens at the surface. The atoms or the molecules or the particles are found at the surface, at the topmost surface or the topmost layer of the liquid. When they get converted from liquid state to gaseous state, that is evaporation. Okay. Understood?
Mm. Yeah.
So I think we can wind up today's lecture. We will talk about condensation, freezing, and sublimation, and the entire cycle which is there in the PPT in the upcoming lecture. And then we will also discuss the question answer. And one important topic which is left is heating curve. Okay, you have to understand the heating and the cooling curves. So
Okay.
I hope you were able to understand today's lecture, right? Was it very boring?
Not really.
Not really. It was something interesting, something not interesting.
Yeah, I guess.
Is there something which you did not understand?
Not really. I understood basically everything.
Okay, fine. So we'll talk about condensation, sublimation, freezing in the subsequent lesson plans, and then we'll also discuss about um, the question answers which are there for revision purpose. Okay, we'll discuss about them also.
Okay.
And for the next, what is the next plan which you have? Which the next topic which you want to discuss or revise?
I will see that.
Okay, fine. Chalo, take care. Huh?
Also, sir, I just have
Yes.
a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you like send me the notes just in case if I missed something? That's it.
No, I think you have taken the screenshot and whatever important was there, I have mentioned it on the whiteboard. There is nothing which I have skipped. All the important points I have discussed, including the graph. You can always listen to the recording, and I have mentioned almost all the important points so far for the lecture on the whiteboard. If you have taken the screenshot.
Okay.
So can we wind up the session today?
Yeah, so bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Have a good night.
bye. Take care.